Hello, friends. Excited to get to spend a little bit of time with you today. I'm gonna talk to you about the Choose Your Own Adventure game. So let's go ahead and share my screen and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Eclipse and I'm gonna open up GitHub. So let's see if I've got a Spring 21 Choose Your Own Adventure game. So CY, I do have one of those. I'm going to make this a SWASU. Oh, no, that's not the button we wanted. New, there we go. And so let's do Spring 2021 CY Own Adventure. I'm going to make this one public so that way everybody can get access to it. I'll add a README file, a gitignore. I like using the Java gitignores. And then a license. I usually just do an MIT license, but there's lots of good licenses here. And I encourage you to read more about those. If you ever worry about getting into copyright infringement and stuff like that, you could do that. Okay, so we've got this code now, and I'm going to get it cloned to my machine. So Windows R, type in CMD, that opens up the command prompt. Now, hopefully this looks relatively familiar to you. So you can see there, I've got my desktop, and that's the stuff that's on my desktop. Now, I have a special drive on my computer that I use. Maybe you have a thumb drive that you use for your code. This is my storage drive, and I've got a folder in it called Git. So I'll do CD Git. And then whenever I have a Git project, this is where I tend to keep it. That way I don't have to go looking too far. So I'll do Git clone, and I'll right click it, and that clones it down here. And then I can CD into the Spring 21 Choose Your Own Adventure game. And you can see that it's already got the license and the README file installed. Okay, so now we're going to go into Eclipse. And so when Eclipse starts up, it just says, hey, what workspace do you want to use? This is the workspace I've been using for a while, and it's got a few nice things in it. But I'll walk you through how to get those same nice things up and running. Oh, there it's going. Its splash screen is on a different screen, but it's still booting up. My processor is about 5 years old now, and so it's getting a little bit slower. While it's grinding on that, I will start looking for, there's my J drive, there is Git, and there is the Choose Your Own Adventure game. Okay, so here's my Eclipse. This is what my welcome screen looks like. And so I'm going to close this off. And what we can see is that I've got a few things here that make this look nice. And so this is what we'll be going for. I'm going to close these off so that they're not here, so that you can see how to get those things to show up. So do Window, Show View, Other. And the first one we're going to do is Git, and we're going to do Git repositories. Okay, so here's Git repositories, and that's how you get this screen up here. And now add an existing local Git repository. So click on that. And it's like, hey, I'm in Git. Which do you want to add? I'll add the choose your own adventure game. Now, if not, this is why I was telling you, hey, this is where I'm putting this stuff and this is where I know how to go and look. So that's how I knew where to go and look, and it just happened to open up to the right spot. So I'll add this, and we can see it pops up there. It recognizes I'm on the main branch and I don't really have anything. Okay, so now I do File, New. I'm going to do Java Project, and I'm going to call this 5.3 Spring 2021 CYOAG. Default Java runtime environment, and I'll click Finish. And I'm not going to do anything with that yet, so I'm going to just not create for now. Now, if you'll notice, this is the project that I just created, and it's not linked up with my repository yet. So to do that, I have to right-click, go down here to Team, and then hit Share Project. And user create a repository. So I'm going to use a repository. Wait. Hit cancel. I think I hit the wrong button. Team, share project. Okay, so that is the right project. Repository, just going to go down here, choose your own adventure game. And it says project, yep, this project, and I just hit finish. I don't do this a whole lot, so I got finished. I got confused. Okay, so what you can see over here is that the project now exists. It's spring 2021. It knows the repository and it knows what branch it's on. Okay, so now hopefully this starts to look a little familiar. So I'm going to do a new class, and I'm just going to call this Hello CYOAG. I'm going to leave it in default package. Hopefully this just looks familiar to you. Cool. So now we can see that we have some code, and your abilities are going to be slightly different. So what you do after this is going to be more up to you. One more thing I want to show you how to do. Window, show view, other, get staging, open. And so I've got all of these things in here that I want to keep track of. These are called unstaged changes. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of those to now these are stage changes. Cool. My commit message is going to be and I will just hit commit and push. And we can see, and it says pushed everything up. So grateful for that. Now, one of the things hopefully I've taught you is don't ever trust just because the IDE told you that it worked, So this is our project now. And so it's got our gitignore file, our class path, our project file. But it doesn't have a lot of the metadata, and that's a question for a different time. But here we have our code, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we can go back here. We can, the fun thing is we can come into this. We can make changes. and then you just commit the changes. When you go back here to Eclipse, those changes don't exist. And so what you're going to want to do is just right click on the Spring 21 Choose Your Own Adventure game and just do a poll. And we see that the code now pops up here. So this is how you can push and pull. If somebody else shares a repository, so I'll show you how to share a repository with somebody right quick. Go to Settings, Manage Access. And you can say, invite a team or a person. You can say, hey, what's your email? Or hey, what's your name? Or hey, what's your username? Or if you have a team of people, you can invite a whole team. So you punch that information there, and then you can, then it'll give a drop-down list, and that's how you get those added in. So anyway, that is one way to get started using the command line to clone it down. Hopefully I'll have another video here shortly that shows you a slightly different way to do that. So anyway, now you should be off and started, and I'll let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. All right, thanks for your time. Bye.